it will fall, pushing out through the thunder and rain. These men of the north, they have suffered too long. The anger, it swells in their veins. Of the spirited roars of lost warriors' songs, distant echoes are all that remain. And my voice is my violence, clear the skies, frozen tears, and no more will be silent with this avant-garde song in our ears. And we stand tall, sons of the snow, we will not fall under these blows, for our hearts they are hardy, our spirits are strong, and our voices are lifted into this avant-garde song.
waves from the west, great hammers will fall. Under high rocks all will answer the call. Bring us your arms, pariahs of yore. All faces turn now to war.
Exiles of the ash stare through crimson glow. Guards of the north sing their songs of the snow. Bring us the breath of the marshes and rain. Courage is rising again. War will weather the souls of the lost. Stand together whatever the cost. Shields will falter and many will fall. Time has come for us all to answer the call. To answer the call. Summer shores guide the voices of kings. Children of bark, they will tighten their strings. Bring us the wits of the warm southern sands. Clouds over all of the land. War will weather the souls of the lost. Stand together whatever the cost. Shields will falter and many will fall. Time has come for us all to answer the call. To answer the call.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to yet another live stream. Off the charts and off the rails, we are hitting you with another surprise live stream. And, you know, I think I'm going to be continuing to do this. So, for you folks out there that are new to live stream, if you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to hit that like and subscribe so that you don't miss a beat or a video. I know my music videos are a bit on the slow side. I've been on so many projects, but you know, I am coming, or I'm quickly coming to a schedule and, you know, defining what days I should be doing what. You know, it's like most of you that are been with the channel for a while know, you know, I've been kind of new to this, so, you know, trying to work out the kinks as best I can. But anyways, my name is Commander FuzzyViz. This is the Pilots Ascension Program's The Pap Chat live stream, and today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Guardian sites. Today we are at HD. What is it? I think it's 63154. Yeah, B3A, I believe. Anyways, so we're at the new Guardian site. We're checking it out. When I say we, I am partnered up with a docking stem. He is away from his mic at the current point in time, so I'm going to go ahead and do the intro and get us all going and raring to go. So a few little tidbits about this place if you're planning to take a trip out here. And for a lot of you commanders, you probably have already been out here. For me, it's my first time. I have not seen this location at all. I don't know the device. I have not experienced it. Nothing whatsoever. So this is a new experience for me. I'm really excited. You know, I was really hoping to kind of get here with a larger group, but it seems that planetary instancing is still kind of a conundrum when it comes down to Elite Dangerous. You know, I'm still holding fast and hoping that the updates will soon arrive that fixes this issue, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and do it in pairs. At least any of the new locations. We're going to go ahead and further test different locations to see if we can't get instancing to be a little bit better elsewhere. Anyways, so yeah, a little bit of a tidbit to those that are you know, wanting to come out here and take a look at this amazing, beautiful architectural structure. I mean, it is something else. But yeah, we'll go ahead and dive here in a little bit. But yeah, for those that you know have not been out here and are wanting to come out here and experience this for yourselves, a few little pointers. It is a little hard to park. The terrain is not pleasant whatsoever. There's actually a valley further down the hill you can't see because of the dust, the smoke, and the ominousness of this valley. Or anyways, there's a valley down there, and you can actually park. But it's kind of a drive, and I will admit I kind of got lost on the way up. So I actually had to make my way all the way up to this side of the mountain, realize I was on the wrong side, and traverse across the mountain. So yeah, anyways, in the description below, I have put down the location of the Guardian site we were at currently, coordinates that we are sitting on right there, and I've also put in the planet and all the details, the stuffs and the things you need to know in order to get out here. And now, really quickly, I would like to throw out a spoiler warning. Just so you guys know, I decided to go ahead and take a sneak peek at the Canon Research Site's website, because I wanted to get a head start on the codex for the new entries at these locations. I'm really curious about the lore, the history behind the Guardians and the Thargoids. I hope you guys are as well. I've got those audio logs saved onto my PC and ready for playback for you guys. So in a moment, I'm going to go ahead and play that for you guys. It's about 20 some odd minutes long. In the meantime, me and Docking are going to go ahead and just, you know, survey the area. We won't actually break anything apart collect anything. We're just going to take a look. We may come across a few of the new sentry skimmers that the Guardians have left behind at these locations. If so, we'll deal with them accordingly. And yeah, Docking, are you back, or are you just still AFK? Aha. Welcome. Okay, so cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I know you're back. I don't know if you want to say hello now, but I'm pretty much gonna end up muting you here in a second because I'm gonna mute myself too.
I feel so loved.
You know. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just survey the area while the audio log goes. Yeah, we'll talk to you in a second. More like 20 minutes, but you know, hey, that's all right. Give me a second to get the file going. Nope, documents. Where is it? Published. Dang it. It's not wanting to play back the way I want it to.
This is very...
Crank up the volume on this thing. There it is. Dang it. Come on. Open with VLC, and that'll crank up the music or the volume. We'll kick it up to 160. Play. Or maybe it's not going to play. Oh, no, I know what's going on here. Okay, that's why. It's because I muted the freaking... There it is. Muted my VLC player, that's why. So we're gonna kick it up to 140.
This is very revealing. The data
okay, really quick, I'm gonna check the live stream, make sure it's...
Thargoids seeded a number of planets with barnacles in what eventually became Guardian space millions of years ago. As we know, Thargoid barnacles are designed to extract resources from a planet and transform them into meta-alloys, an essential ingredient in the creation of Thargoid ships and technologies. The Guardians surmise that for the Thargoids, seeding a planet with barnacles is an important process in preparing an area for occupation. This data details the start of the conflict between the Guardians and the Thargoids. Several thousand years after they seeded planets in Guardian space with barnacles, the Thargoids returned. Of course, they discovered that the planets they had seeded were now occupied by the Guardians. The Thargoids immediately launched an assault, making no effort to communicate with the Guardians. This tallies with the Thargoids' behavior in human space. Ah, this data supports my theory that the Guardians were gifted linguists. At some point after the war with the Thargoids began, the Guardians were forced to make a partial retreat. It seems they were still trying to communicate with the Thargoids and were reluctant to take up arms against them. Eventually, they managed to develop sufficient understanding of the Thargoids' language to communicate, but it did the Guardians little good. The Thargoids were determined to continue hostilities, forcing the Guardians to employ more aggressive means to address the Thargoid threat. The data in this log details the methods used by the Guardians against the Thargoids. At first, they deployed ground troops, but when this proved ineffective, they started to use drones. Autonomous machines that felt no fear, fatigue, or uncertainty. These war machines became highly sophisticated in a relatively short amount of time, and were soon able to identify and target anything that utilized Thargoid engineering. Even more remarkably, Thargoid biomechanical technology was engineered to recognize anything of Guardian origin. That explains why, millions of years after the conflict, Thargoid devices still react aggressively to the presence of Guardian technology. This log describes the end of the conflict between the Guardians and Thargoids. It appears the Thargoids entered Guardian space unprepared for a protracted military campaign, and after facing a relentless onslaught from the Guardians' war machines, they were forced to retreat. The log also mentions that the development of the Guardians' war machines created a schism in their society, which may have seeded the civil war that occurred later in their history. This log details the Guardians' development of artificial intelligence. It appears the Guardians experimented with artificial intelligence prior to the invention of the monolith network. But the creation of the network and the knowledge sharing it facilitated dramatically accelerated the rate of progress. Eventually, the Guardians' experiments bore fruit, resulting in the first fully sentient machines. These constructs were seen as a means to enhance the Guardians' technological mastery, and were integrated into various aspects of their society. Neural implants were developed that connected the Guardians with both the constructs and the monolith network in a symbiotic circle. It is truly remarkable. This data describes the motives behind the Second Guardian Civil War, which ultimately led to their demise. The Guardians had a deep veneration of nature, and many of them saw the development of advanced technologies, such as artificial intelligence, as a perversion of the natural order. A schism emerged between the nature-worshipping traditionalists and the technologically minded progressives. A divide that widened with alarming speed. Efforts were made to diffuse the rising tension, but the traditionalists felt alienated by the rapid rate of change. Artificial intelligence and the development of the monolith network became scapegoats for all manner of social ills, and the traditionalists began to clamor for a return to simpler times. Ultimately, the ideological divergence proved insurmountable. A second civil war erupted, quickly engulfing most of the Guardian star systems. This log reveals more about the sides that fought in the Second Civil War. In its early stages, the war was fought primarily by soldiers. But within a decade, and after significant loss of life, most of the fighting was conducted remotely. The progressives fought with automated combat machines. These engines of war took various forms, from autonomous drones to vast, lumbering dreadnoughts imbued with limited artificial intelligence. On the other side, the traditionalists relied mostly on biological weapons. They used germ warfare alongside long-range missiles loaded with corrosive enzymes, which could target the enemy's war machines from a great distance. This log outlines the downfall of the Traditionalist faction during the Second Guardian Civil War. The main issue was the internecine nature of the conflict, which raged for over 100 years and brought the Guardian civilization to its knees, retarding any further social development. But the challenges facing the Traditionalists were exacerbated by the fact that they devoted most of their resources to honoring the dead. From what I can gather, they regarded the departed in much the same way as the primitive cultures of Sol, constructing vast shrines to honor the deceased. As their situation worsened, they became increasingly obsessed with these practices. With so much of their resources dedicated to these rites, it is little wonder that their enemies' war machines were able to overwhelm them. This log concerns the end of the Second Civil War. Remarkably, it seems the artificial intelligences developed during the conflict became fully self-aware at some point, and were horrified by the destruction unfolding around them. It's difficult to get a sense of exactly what happened next, as the Guardians were not privy to the construct's thoughts. But, reading between the lines, I believe the constructs determined that even if peace was restored, the Guardians would never be able to transcend their violent natures. It is my theory that they decided that the only way to preclude further violence, while giving their own burgeoning society the best possible chance of survival, was to destroy what remained of the Guardians' civilization. By this time, the constructs had complete control of the Guardians' munitions and automated war machines. Their attack, when it came, was swift and merciless. Strategic nuclear and chemical weapon strikes were executed with a precision that only a machine race could accomplish. The few that survived were able to record what had happened, but they soon succumbed to radiation poisoning. The Guardians were utterly destroyed. This log describes the Guardians' weapon technology. It seems they developed electromagnetic projectile weapons early in their modern period, utilizing the same technology they used to launch their first spacecraft. These weapons ionized the path of their target before firing focused bolts of energy along the ionized track. They were crude and unpredictable at first, sometimes resulting in the death of the wielder. But once the Guardians learned to regulate the ionization process, they became more stable. This data relates to Guardian shield technology. Of course, I already knew they had developed extremely effective shields, capable of protecting entire cities and even withstanding orbital bombardment. And I was aware that their shields were effective against both laser weapons and kinetic projectiles. But it is remarkable to consider that this technology was developed millions of years ago, relatively early in the Guardians' evolutionary timeline. This data provides further insights into the Guardians' ship technology. We already know how ecologically conscientious the Guardians were, and of their assiduous avoidance of rockets and fossil fuels. So it isn't surprising to discover that their first spacecraft were fired into space with electromagnetic launchers. Of course, this was an imperfect system that did not allow pilots to adjust their course after launch. Over time, the Guardian starships became much more sophisticated, but their approach to space travel remained rooted in a respect for the natural world, and their interplanetary expansion was fueled by clean nuclear fission and fusion. Their ships could travel at speeds approximating those of our own present-day craft. Unfortunately, the data includes no schematic information, so it seems likely that the details have been lost. It's a shame. I'm sure the Pilots Federation would have liked to know more about the Guardian spacecraft. This data concerns the automated defense systems found at Guardian sites. You may have already encountered them. The data indicates that these Sentinels date from some time prior to the Second Guardian Civil War. They are designed to respond aggressively to any unauthorized activity around the ruins. If you are forced to defend yourself, kinetic weaponry would be your best form of attack, since the Sentinels have no shields. Destroying them is, of course, regrettable, but Sentinel weapon parts and wreckage are of considerable value, so the loss is not significant. Remarkable! This log actually contains the blueprints for the Guardian's data terminals. As you know, these terminals were used to store schematics for weapons and other sophisticated technologies. They are linked to energy pylons scattered across Guardian sites by some form of computer program. Of course, this system has been dormant for millennia, but targeting the pylons with an energy weapon will increase the charge within, thus imbuing the data terminal with life. Essentially, we can awaken the system. This log details the construction of the panels found at certain Guardian sites. As I suspected, the panels are made from a unique alloy, manufactured from a metal I have yet to identify. Even more remarkably, the panels appear to incorporate nanobot technology, which activates when in proximity to a foreign body. This explains the faint glow given off by many Guardian materials and structures. This is an extraordinary discovery. Humanity has dabbled with nanotechnology, but evidently the Guardians' achievements far surpassed our own. This data relates to the objects we have termed Guardian relics. These blue crystals are part power source, part computer, part key, and apparently played a central role in Guardian technology. Remarkably, it seems the crystals were grown rather than mined. The log is light on details, but from what I've been able to piece together, each crystal was designed to fulfill a specific purpose within the Guardian's technological network. And, like the panels found at many Guardian sites, the relics incorporate nanobot technology. These records describe ancient Guardian weaponry. It seems the Guardians employed 3 different designs. An energy-based weapon similar to a railgun, a projectile weapon that fired concentrated plasma, and a weapon that fired charged crystal shards at extreme velocities. These weapons were apparently powered by the crystals we have termed Guardian relics, and the log describes how the relic generates and distributes energy within the weapon. This is a significant discovery, as it means it might be possible to recreate these weapons, or at least to design our own versions of them. Oh, it's extremely exciting. This log details the Guardians' faster-than-light technology. It seems their drives produced a far greater jump range than anything humanity has so far developed. Regrettably, however, the data in the log is exceptionally dense, and it could take years, if not decades, to fully understand it. What is clear is that the Guardian's hyperspace technology was very different from our own. This log elaborates on the nature of Guardian glyphs. As you know, accessing a Guardian codex requires the use of 2 corresponding Guardian artifacts, with the glyphs on the codex denoting which objects are required. But this log indicates that the Guardians' written language often incorporated pairs of characters, suggesting that this dual system was present in other aspects of their culture. This log details the Guardians' power plant and distributor technology. The efficiency of this technology far exceeded anything the human race has yet developed, and the yield was huge in relation to the input required. Unfortunately, the specifics of how this was achieved are not described in the log. But who knows? Perhaps the secrets of the Guardian's energy technology will someday be discovered. This log describes, in general terms, the materials used in Guardian hardware. It's clear that starship hulls and the Guardian's equivalent of ship modules were made of the same lightweight alloy as the panels found at many Guardian sites. Unfortunately, this alloy incorporates a metal I have yet to identify, which means I will be unable to recreate it. What is clear is that this alloy was both lightweight and highly durable. As for their shield technology, we already know that it was highly sophisticated. Encouragingly, the log describes it in considerable detail. Given time, I might be able to use this data to develop some exceptional defensive technology. This log is unusual. It appears to refer to another group of Guardian sites far from the ones we've already discovered. I realize that might sound disappointing, But in fact, this find is extremely important. The log suggests these undiscovered sites might contain blueprints not only for Guardian engines, but for Guardian starships. Just think, someday soon we might uncover a Guardian ruin that will allow us to manufacture ships and fighters incorporating Guardian technology. It makes my skin prickle just to think of it. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to find it. This fascinating log relates to variations in the Guardians' gestural language. As we know, the Guardians shared a single language with only minor regional variations. And even after they colonized other planets, they continued to share a common tongue. But after the start of the Second Civil War, it seems that each side developed its own distinct version of this gestural language. This allowed each faction to communicate in code so as to safeguard information from the enemy. Now, this log gives a fascinating insight into the Guardians' neural implant technology. The Guardians used these implants to connect cerebrally with their AI creations. Unfortunately, the technology was still in its infancy when the Guardians were destroyed. Apparently, the implants created a symbiotic link with the constructs through implantable fibers, which connected the central cortex to a multimodal interface within the construct. Essentially, the Guardians were able to direct their creations with thought alone, at least until the constructs rebelled. How extraordinary. This log suggests there are many more Guardian sites out there waiting to be uncovered. And I mean hundreds, perhaps even thousands. Unfortunately, some of the data in this record is degraded. If there was a map inside this log, it has been lost. Who knows what remarkable knowledge might be hidden in these alien ruins. The more of the Guardians' extraordinary technology we uncover, the greater the potential impact on our own technology. Locating further Guardian sites could help us take giant steps forward. Okay, from the Guardian sites we've previously investigated, we know that the Guardians' artificially intelligent constructs were responsible for controlling the war machines and other military apparatus, as well as overseeing civilian technology and infrastructure. And we know that these constructs eventually gained sentience and destroyed the Guardians. But it appears it was not the military constructs that made that choice. The constructs developed for civilian utility and those designed for military operation were independent of one another. And it was the non-military constructs that decided to attack the Guardians. The military constructs were opposed to this decision, but somehow the non-military constructs won out, forcing their military counterparts to comply with the attack. What a remarkable discovery. It makes me wonder what happened to these constructs and what they eventually became. Were they destroyed, or do they still exist somewhere in the vastness of space? This log details the main applications of Guardian constructs outside the military. It seems that before the Second Civil War, most menial work was performed by constructs. But despite this, the Guardians did not become idle. On the contrary, they devoted themselves to artistic and athletic pursuits. Many Guardians participated in what we would call sporting events, although it seems these events incorporated some ritualistic elements. One cannot help but wonder what would happen if humanity made more use of labor-saving technology. Would we become a more cultured people as the Guardians did? A shame. The long-standing convention against the development of artificial intelligence means we will probably never find out.
know if you were catching any of that. Actually, let's see if you're still right here or not. Let's get you back in the party. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. I rather found it interesting about how the crystals, they're kind of similar to how the barnacles and what seems like the Thargoid base is, they're grown rather than constructed. And it's really weird, a weird of a concept too, because if I remember when I was listening to those audio files myself, I remember hearing something about how not only do the glyphs, but the actual relics themselves, they're nano-based. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome. Stop. There we go. Sorry, my music was deciding to crank all the way up. Anyways, so yeah, I guess we could just, do you want to collect a whole bunch of stuff real quick? Kill a few skimmers. I think I'm full on cargo though. Stuck up there. Now what I'm curious about is there was one panel I did not know even existed, and I want to shoot at it. Where's it at?
Just over here.
It's like on the side of one of these building things. Structures.
Yeah, you get them inside, you get them on the big pylons here.
I noticed the pylons, but it was this one that struck my interest.
Yeah. With a few
Dink! That thing gonna fly. Oh, it's power cells.
I have 19 hours.
Bunch of these. And roll to kick out. Oh. Just teleport to the ground. And then these guys, I believe. Give me a second, I'm gonna collect a little bit of this before we start. Dink, dink, dink. I love the sound, or the visual effects. Like once you break them off, they just dink.
Oh.
Stuck up there? Yeah, I'll help you. Oh yeah, no, I didn't have nearly enough bits and engines to do that. Oh, there you go, nice. That's what you call pylon running, or pylon crime. Yeah, no kidding. Do you guys fancy a SRV on the bob?
Wait, am I buggy? I'm stuck.
Oh, better with me while I sit there and laugh at you. This is hilarious. There you go. Oh. Oh, I totally missed.
I sang
Tomson. Don't fly. Stuck on a pylon. Wait, are you still stuck on this thing?
I can't move. Take it off.
Go ahead and hit your thrusters.
What is happening? I'm trying to move this.
What?
You gotta push it.
Whether it's a freaking brain tree to a bloody pylon does not cease to amaze me. God. What are you doing with your life? Oh, where'd you go? Oh. You're... What is this? What is this?
I'm inside of it.
Your tire's stuck. Your tire's stuck. Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna have so long.
And we see it docking in the natural environment, trying to be one with the Guardians. Can he get unstuck? He's unstuck! Nice! No words to describe how funny that was. Actually, yeah, there is. But, you know,
That's like that.
Alright, I think we should get this party started. Let's do it. For instancing, because that becomes a problem.
This is the problem with this one, is you kind of have to find the
Get into turret mid. Ow, 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 already? Ow, 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 already?
Oh, there's two of them behind you.
Alright, oh. Need all pylons to power. All pylons to power. I got you.
All sentinels attack Fuzzy. Defend at all costs, that's what they're saying. Don't expose our secrets.
Yippee! I'm alive!
I'll go for the other pylon.
I'm alive! And there's so many bits, pieces, and bobs on the ground.
Go ahead and grab him. I'm later for him.
Ooh, what's this one?
Alright, let's get this activated.
Ooh. Okay, so if I remember correctly, there should be... You got the two pylons up there, right?
Yes, sir.
I got this one on... If your back's to the machine to the left.
I'll try and see about the ones that look away. I'm trying to remember where they are.
Charged.
In a little bit.
Somewhere around here.
Where are you?
I thought there was one center down the... Somewhere over here. On the other end. Maybe I'm wrong? I think I'm wrong.
I'm a little bit rusty.
Okay.
Like my brain.
Give myself a little cross country here. There's one right here.
Probably be one down over here.
What? What?
Huh?
Why can't I not fire anymore?
Do you have energy?
Yeah. What happened to my weapons? Wait, am I out of ammo? Is that what it is? No, I'm not out of ammo. What the hell? I cannot activate my weapons. I hear it.
Go into turret mode.
No, I am. And I went back. I hear it. Okay, I guess you're gonna have to complete this puzzle here, because I can't shoot. I can't fire anymore.
Did you find one?
Yeah. It's back over here. Get back. I don't know what happened, but yeah, my weapons aren't working. Let's see, modules. Oh, why am I all red? Why am I out of power? What? Oh, wait a minute. What? Why is all this stuff set this way? What happened? Do you work now? No, you don't. You still don't work. What? I'm confused. Okay, hold on. Repeater is out of ammo, I think. That might be what the issue is. Let's restock basic ammo. Aha, that was the problem. Alright. Bad indicator, because it says I was still at ammo. Whatever. I can fire again. It's a glorious day.
We're missing 8.
We're missing one. Oh, not bad. Yeah, that's so cool. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the main portion of the... Oh, whoa. Alright, I'm gonna fire at these guys.
4 sentinels shooting at us. 4 sentinels.
At this one.
This is... But another 3.
Ouchies! I will use your terrain against you. You cannot fire through your own structures. Ah! Although that artillery shot could say otherwise. Mine's down.
Yep, the other one's super low.
20. There we go. Down.
Oh, there's another one. No, behind you. Gonna be a sneaky sneak.
Sneaky sentinel. Your tricks are not for these kids. Scoop! Scoop! See if there's any more materials for me to pick up. I think there's some over here. I'm coming, I'm coming.
You got my ancient relic unless you got one.
I don't have one. Oh, what the heck did I just hit? Whoa, what? Hold on before you do anything. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm not even there. I'm freaking rolling, come on!
The game said no. Alright, I'm just gonna leave it.
Oh my god, seriously.
Elite is being elite, isn't it?
I'm just failing at driving here. Here we go. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. Okay, hold on before you do anything. I really want to get some good snappy shots.
Yeah, it's here for stand when you want me to something.
Yeah, go for it.
Scanning the stars at night and infinity and it just contains.
Oh, it just powers down.
Sometimes you wanna shadow.
It went down that hole. What the hell?
Sisters scorn, brothers war, lonely pain is harder to man. So forget you won't
recharge it and do it again.
So lean a little on your friends, they will carry you. Shelter from the stormy nights. They will guide you through. You know you're gonna be alright.
Can I move now, please? I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
But when we are together, yeah,
What? No. Oh.
Sisters score. Whoa, lonely pain is harder to man.
Oh, you don't. Do you have to do the pylons again? Charge them?
So lean a little on your friends. They will carry you. Shelter from the stormy nights. Lean a little on your friends. They will guide you through. You know you're gonna be alright.
If you grab it, since I'm full on the cargo Curiato.
And
Does it matter what sequence? Does it matter the sequence?
nope, same sequence. You can do it any sequence you want.
But when you're here in time,
Use sharp
your voices and
and
music
listen to
will
it
take
all.
the time to
Heck yeah.
understand. So hang around for a while now.
Guardians may be gone, but they left some badass stuff behind.
And when you're punching for vengeance, literally, 'cause you can't find a metaphor. Or if you're weary and wasted, or feel like a freak, we will always pick you up off the floor. So lean a little on your friends, they will carry you. Shelter from the stormy nights, lean a little on your friends.
I'm gonna get
They
close
will
up
guide
to
you
charge
through.
these two.
You know you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright.
I think it was the last two.
Lean a little on your friends.
This is it,
Oh, it's up top. I'm gonna clip tip with my reel. Alright.
Which one you hitting? Left one?
Left one.
Oh wow, that's crazy looking. Dude, when you hit this, when you hit the side one, like look on the live streams. Look at what it does when you hit it.
Yeah.
Like
it's
a little,
really cool.
little
Look at the
relic.
center panel. Look at the center panel. The lights on it.
Wait, center.
It's like to the left side. Yeah, the center panel, like between the two pylons.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, each piece represents a different.
Each piece represents a different.
And then you have to drop the.
Where I need to be.
Okay, so you have to drop it there.
Yeah, I kind of have to drop it in a little triangle. Right where you're in front of.
Oh, where my wheel's at. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get my inconvenienceness out of the way. Yeah, you just pooped that relic right there. Scare poop. That's what this is. Oh, it just sank right there. Huh.
Yeah, it made it so you just automatically.
That is so freaking cool. For the folks out there that are watching this later down the road or have seen this, this is awesome. What's the center of that? This big light. Huh.
I think it's like one of those big like crystal things like those ancient relics.
Yeah.
The pylons are just huge ancient relics basically. And you look at them.
Ooh.
New data discovery.
Oh, and it applies to
Powers down.
both. Oh, okay. So whoever's in the group gets the data too.
Now if you want another one, you have to log and come back in.
Oh, you can only do it twice.
You can only do it once per person in that instance.
Oh, gotcha.
So like the first scan, I got it. Second one, you got it. So now, if we wanted more, we would have to then go ahead and log.
Gotcha.
Come back in and rerun it. So you know how Tal was talking about Guardian vessel blueprints?
Mm-hmm.
Guess it was 3 of those.
Nice. I think
I got them.
it's tomorrow, Wednesday. So Thursday, I'm thinking we make our way back to the bubble and start working on some blueprints. See what I need. See what we can do. Because I kind of want to put together. I want to actually. I think my Python at the current point in time is technically anti-Thargoid. But I think I want to make a chieftain, since it's relative, an anti-Thargoid vessel. I think that'd be perfect. It'd be really good to do. I'm thinking Thursday, because tomorrow we're going to be doing some CQC right when I get home. So I'm thinking that might be about 3, 4, somewhere in that ballpark, PM Pacific Standard. Ooh. So I'll just have to. You can just hop in if I'm on. Definitely, by all means. But for you guys out there, like I said, I'm gonna continue these surprise live streams because I'm actually digging it. It's rather working. Fills out my time of not doing jack diddly. Yep. So I'm actually down for this, and why not today? Because I was already here at the Guardian site, so I'm probably going to be doing a little bit more grinding for materials out here while I'm here, and then make our way back to the bubble. Like I said, I'm thinking Thursday we do a little bit of engineering, maybe create ourselves a anti-Thargoid vessel, and see where we go from there. Anyways, I think this is going to wrap it up for today, guys. For those that have been watching or watching later down the road, thank you all for your support. I absolutely appreciate it. you know, it's awesome to see all you guys out there enjoying the videos and leaving me comments and, you know, giving us your feedback. Absolutely appreciate it. Keep it coming, keep it flowing. I am all ears and all eyes, apparently. Anyways, this is Commander FuzzViz. I'm signing out. Docking, if you want to see.
Have a good day, guys.
It's all good.
The sun glows on the snowy pastures. Summer dawns as the winter passes. Celebration start as the codex trains. We take a step onto celestial plains. Snowy pastures. Summer dawns as the winter passes. Celebration starts as the codex trains. We take a step onto celestial plains. you.